Well, would you look at that? Just look at it. That's my hand. No, wait. There we go. It's the Mazda CX50 Meridian, which I don't know what that means other than all-wheel drive, turbo, roof rack. Look at that, split exhaust and a little tow hitch thing here. I don't know who this is for other than maybe an alternative to having a Subaru. First of all, I'm a fan of the CX5. Man, it's windy out here. It's kind of lifted. You can see it's got like plastic body cladding and a little black graphic here on top of the hood. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a CX5. It's a wider version of something, but it's not a Subaru. That's the way I can best describe it. It has these tires, these Falcon, what size? 225 60 18 100H. So it's, not intended for speed. And then we have this roof rack, which is definitely detrimental to the fuel economy and very noisy. And the roof can hold 165 pounds. Don't quote me on that. So I don't really understand the point of the roof rack. But what I don't get here is why you wouldn't get the Mazda 3 instead. Because could you imagine? I mean, that roof rack is about 6 feet. Well, you know what? Let's get the tape measure and find out how high this roof rack is off the ground. I think that's one stat. Look at this. We can hold a utility knife. Oh, 2 knives. What's this one? Oh, yes. And then a tape measure in the front door. That's how big this door pocket is. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Just going to drop it down. Okay. Get up to about, I don't know, right there. That's about right. Somewhere around there. Yeah, that's about fair, wouldn't you say? So, we're going to go all the way down. What is that? What are we looking at? 4 feet, almost 5 feet. Yep, it is 5 feet. So, could you imagine lifting something 165 pounds, or maybe 165 pounds worth of stuff, or maybe you have a nice bike and it's 15 pounds, having to lift it almost over your head to get it up there? And that's not the bike rack, obviously, but boxes or anything, tents, whatever you're going to put up there, not a rooftop tent, but just stuff, and then securing it. Man, it'd be so much easier with a Mazda 3 where it's lower, maybe a foot lower than this. Plus, the Mazda 3, I believe, still comes with all-wheel drive, and maybe even a manual, whereas this does not. So let's open the trunk real fast. This one has built-in mats in the back. So we did use it here, and just giving you a real world experience. This pocket here actually is much larger than it seems. It's like a refrigerator door pocket. It's like, wow, it can fit more than a gallon of milk. Here are the mats I'm talking about. So it's like attached but not attached, and then we have our spare tire. I think that's the Bose. Yeah, that's the Bose subwoofer in there. We have a jack, which always comes with a spare tire, which is a good thing because, out here, if you're in the middle of nowhere, even though we're not, because there's a house right there, you want to be able to, make a remedy, repair your thing, get out of here. You don't want a flat tire problem where you gotta, drive 50 miles. You may be more than 50 miles away from. What's that? Let's find out. You don't want to be too far from where you need to be. Like, what I'm saying is, if you live in a place like North Carolina, you don't want to have to be stuck dealing with Billy Bob's, Billy Joe's tire shop. Anyway, here we go. Another pocket over there. This is the roadside assistance kit. I wonder what's in that. I don't know if you buy this car used. Will you ever get this in your car? Holy smokes. All right. Okay, roadside assistance kit. Comes with all these things. You can pause this video to see that. Not bad. And then they also have roadside assistance. Since emergencies can happen at any time, familiarize with a kit ahead of time. Well, there we go. So, gloves, Gojo scrubbing towels. That's pretty cool. All right. So you better make sure this comes with your car, and if not, I wonder what the price for this kit is. tire pressure gauge. What the price of this is almost like something that everyone should have. Warning triangle. Yeah, that's good. Gloves, so you can not work on your car, but definitely change tires without, especially if they're muddy or whatever. You never know. And it fits in there perfectly. It was definitely designed for this car. And definitely scratch resistant, which is a good thing. And then the seats do fold down. You could reach them right here. You push down there and pop. Of course, my seat's a little too far back. Pop. Little speaker here. Now the height, I guess we're gonna measure again. Height here is just 2 feet, 4 inches, I guess. I forgot to include the height of the tape measure in the first one. So maybe 5 feet, 3 inches? I don't know, usually it's 3 inches. That's what she said. Anyway, just above 2 feet clearance there, so you really couldn't fit, I don't know, a plasma TV from Costco maybe? I don't know. So these obviously fold flat. There we go. I guess if you had to sleep in your car, you know, like if you're out in the wilderness, maybe you get 2 flat tires. You could, if you had to, I guess. Put all your stuff on the roof and then come inside. All right. It's nice though that they put the mat on the backside here, right? On this too. This is also matted. Okay, it's Velcro. There you go. Interesting. In the back seat, we have leg room. We also have. Let me get back here. I've never been back here. Yeah, we have headroom a little bit. We have heated seats and USB ports, USB-C, and yeah, we have availability of seating for real-sized people in here. It's good. Inside, I just want you to see this, like when you're actually using your car. A lot of people buy cars and then never do anything with them, which is ridiculous. Here we are. It's dirty. This is what happens. So we are in off-road mode there, which is, put that back. Off-road mode indicated there, and it's controlled right here by the MyDrive system. You just go up or down, towing, sport, normal, off-road. I don't know how much you're really going to be able to tow with this. It's like, I don't know, 1,000 pounds. I'm just guessing here. This car, you know, if you had like a bike rack or something you could put on the tow hitch, that's what this is for. I think you'd be better off with that. If you had to tow like a Hobie, a little catamaran thing, you could do that, or maybe a trailer with some, I don't know, some light stuff, you'd be okay. But yeah, we've got our, what is this? The cap for our receiver. This is probably another, what is this? It's for this, it's for the rack. I guess you could put skis up top, you know. This would probably be good for, yeah, you know what? Colorado or something. But you don't want a Subaru, and I'll tell you why. Because Subarus, to me, they're cheap, but they actually, you know, when you get in it, you're like, oh, now I know why a Subaru is so cheap. But this being the Mazda, I've always called Mazdas the Japanese Audi, and it's very, you know, sophisticated from a luxury perspective, but also very understated. So we look in here. I know Mazda does very good leather. This smells amazing. It feels good. It feels very sturdy. Like this is going to last you a very long time, right? And I'm not sure if this material is full leather or if just this is full leather. It would seem like that, or maybe just the stripes. There's something going on in here. It doesn't matter though, because these are the best vented seats in the market. The Lexus LC500 comes just under this, but you turn on the Mazda vented seats like this button here, and just the air just overcomes from the seat. It has you can hear it too. It just has like this blasting of air, and it feels really good in the hot Texas heat. I don't know what's coming our way with the weather-wise, but I'm gonna continue on here. The one thing I do not like is this here. This is the recirculating indicator, and you could see it's on recirculating with that little tiny graphic there. But when you're way back here, okay, I would prefer, I can't really see if that's fresh air or recirculating air. I would prefer a light here to tell me that it's on recirc, right? That's my only thing. The other thing too is if you have taller drinks and you put the taller drinks into your cup holder, sometimes the straw may hit on the heated steering wheel or the heated seat, and trust me, to gag yourself here with your own drink, and next thing you know is your heated seat's on, and you've been sitting with a heated seat for like 20 minutes. It gets pretty annoying, but then you can cool yourself down easily, and one cancels out the other. It's not all that bad. Anyway, our off-road mode, we're gonna keep these tires, this ground clearance, and this roof rack definitely make the car feel less Mazda-like as far as like road holding and like cornering capabilities. But this is more, I don't know, more of a rally style car, and here we are on a gravel road. There's not much I can do here except put my seatbelt on and put it in drive. We do have a familiar Mazda interface here, which I like, but the screen's very far away, and the touchscreen part of it is, it's tiny. It's tiny. And I don't want to say it, but I'll dare to say it. This car almost feels dated, even though it's not that old. And what dates it immediately is the iStop, the start-stop button. They should just get rid of that. This is 2026. It's not even needed anymore. Get rid of that. And then the next thing is the gear selector takes up all this space. In a lot of cars these days, it's all digital. And I know people like the tactile feel, but this is not a manual transmission. It's an automatic with manual modes, with paddles here, downshift, upshift. So there's stuff in here that makes it feel a little dated. It's not bad. It's robust. It's you know, something that you can just drive and continuously beat day in and day out, and it will reward you. You can even floor it there on the gravel, and then you can go on regular road, and it still behaves quite well in off-road mode on the road, although I want to put it into normal. There we go. And, you know, one thing I have to complain about here is the throttle response, like off the line. Because of these off-roady kind of tires, traction control, I think, is kicking in, but it's not necessarily blinking on the screen. So I do cancel it. And then if I change it back into off-road mode, we still have traction control off, right? So let me just go back to that gravel road, and then we'll try it again. We'll do a little bit more of like a rally phase, like, because if you live out here in Texas, you may have your own, you know, ranch. You may have your own FU money, and you may be like, yeah, I'm gonna get one of those, because, you know, some places like near the golf courses where they have their little boomer buggies, aka electric golf carts, you may have a ranch. Okay, we also have manual mode, which I cannot really demonstrate while having the camera running, but you hear the turbo. It definitely has the wastegate. You know, you can hear it. It definitely, this thing definitely rushes to the speed you want. It's not super fast. I think the Hyundai Kona that I drove was probably a little bit more modern than this, but also not as hardcore as this, as far as this off-roady kind of stuff. All right, yeah, it definitely tries to send the power to the wheels. It's not necessarily braking when it gets sort of like slippery on the gravel, but it definitely has the capability here to go places. And that's the thing, no one's ever going to really do this unless they want to, and a lot of people don't want to because it's expensive. I'm not going to off-road my Range Rover. I do. Okay, so here we go. Let's open this up. Let's see if I can find a window sticker for you. Probably can't. Man, there's a lot of stuff in here. They didn't really prepare this thing. That's okay. It probably also means there's no sticker in here. They kind of gave this car to me on accident, which is fine. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. But I don't have the documents. Okay, so here's the thing. I think